So last night we had our first hard freeze. Things in the garden didn't do so well. We lost, of course, all our eggplants, our peppers pretty much. And that's pretty much what we had growing in our basil too. We lost all our basil. But yeah, it got down to 24 degrees last night. And yeah, a lot of things didn't make it. But what I'm curious is the greenhouse. Now the greenhouse, we closed it all up. And now the sun's out, so I have to open it up now because it's going to get pretty hot in there. But I want to see how everything did in there, so let's check it out. Oh boy, my basil did not make it. Nope. We got a pot here, another pot here, and two other pots with basil, and I thought they were going to make it, but apparently they did not make it. Everything else looks pretty good though. My carrots obviously, the broccoli, cabbage, won't have to really worry about that. Lettuces, they'll take a good freeze. So everything else looks pretty good. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. This is a early purple broccoli, and it's doing pretty good. It hasn't produced any broccoli yet. My carrots are rocking and rolling. This is a bistro blend lettuce, and wow, we've been eating from this every single day and giving it to tons. We gave tons to friends. This here, I'm pretty sure it's bolting though, is a oh, what is this? This is a butter crunch. Delicious. This is a green towers lettuce. Fantastic. Now this here is a premium crop broccoli. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. It's producing broccoli. I'm most definitely going to grow this variety again. It does very well here in East Texas. Our cabbages, a little crowded. I was just experimenting here. I want to see how well they grew and which variety grew better. So, as you can see, they are doing really good. I probably won't get very big heads of cabbage, but I just wanted to see what varieties did well. And what varieties did not. This here is the Waltham 29 broccoli, and it did not do well at all. But these are rocking and rolling here. The premium crop. My cabbages are doing great. All my lettuces here are doing fantastic. This one bolted. This one here is the this is the outrageous. It's bolted and going to seed. That's telling me it doesn't like the heat because it was warm here for quite a while. So I'll probably plant this again because it is very tasty, but I'll plant it later in the season, more like November, rather than when I planted them. When did I plant them? Well, I started the seeds in late September, so I'll start the seeds probably late October, something like that. I don't know. This one here is a red romaine, also bolting, very delicious. Same thing with these two here. I will plant these later. But for me, the bistro blend, this is another area where I planted the bistro blend. Fantastic. It hasn't bolted yet. It's just doing great. My rapinis, they kind of suffered last night, but they didn't actually freeze. I think they'll be okay. They just wilted a little bit, but I don't think they actually froze. Yeah, they suffered a little bit though. Spinach didn't even phase my spinach. So, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. So this particular variety of broccoli, I don't know if it's a broccoli rabe or what, but it produces these little broccoli heads, very small, and then of course they flower. We've been, like I said, we've been eating the leaves of these, and it's pretty good, and the little broccoli heads here before they turn to flowers, and they're not bad. But I'm not going to grow them again because they are very susceptible to bugs, especially aphids. Aphids love this plant. Let me show you. Okay, you see what's going on here? That is aphid infestation. All over the place, man. Just covered over here. You can see all that. Just covered in aphids. Yep, this whole thing's... See that? All underneath there. All underneath here. I already sprayed it once. But, you know, it's kind of useless trying to fight this stuff, because if the variety doesn't grow well here, and it's very susceptible to these bugs, it's not worth growing actually. You have to find a variety that works well, and let me show you the one that works well for me. Okay, for instance, this variety here is the early purple broccoli. It produces purple broccoli heads. It is right next to this variety that's infested with aphids, and it hasn't even touched this plant at all. Nothing. It's right next to it too. Nothing. So certain varieties I guess have a natural defense against the aphids, which that one does not. Another variety here, my premium crop, and it's producing wonderful heads of broccoli. Look at that, that's beautiful. Again, bugs, well, the aphids don't bother it at all. I mean, occasionally you're going to get a little nibble here and there, but for the most part, no bugs have been bothering it, and these do very, very well here. So it's just a matter of finding what does well in your area. Yeah, not good. Aphids are killing this thing, so I'm going to pull these things out. I will not grow this variety again. They grow well. I mean, they're very vigorous and all that, but they're very susceptible to the aphids, whereas my other variety of broccolis are not. The key to that is find out what grows best in your area. Go to your local agricultural extension, and there you'll find what grows best in your area. It'll also tell you when to plant in your area. These are from years ago. They were volunteers in my garden, and I decided to try them out maybe in the greenhouse. And like I said, they grew well, but very susceptible to aphids and bugs and stuff. So that is pretty much it here for the update. The garden, we pretty much, well, we only had like eggplants and peppers were the main things we were growing in there that were still growing well. My wife ended up picking all our peppers and eggplants, and we filled up all these buckets full of eggplants and peppers. She makes a wonderful, wonderful sauce with the eggplants and peppers. You roast them in the or you bake them, basically. You bake them in the oven, and when they're nice and cooked, we put them through the tomato milling machine, and to sort out the seeds and the skin and everything, and mix them together. It makes a wonderful sauce for your pastas and stuff like that. Fantastic. And I got some spicy peppers. They're not overly spicy, but they're just right. And you mix those in there, and that sauce comes out absolutely delicious, and I love it. But yeah, we pretty much lost everything. Our Swiss chard it got beat up pretty bad last night. We got down to 24 degrees. It'll make it. They're pretty cold hardy, but it took a beating, but it'll come back. And everything in here is obviously cold hardy. It did very well. We just lost our basil in here. I thought it would be protected in here. I'm assuming it must have been at least 5 degrees warmer in here, but basil, as you know, once it hits that freezing mark, it's pretty much done for it. It doesn't like cold weather. But what are you going to do, guys? You got to try and find out what works and what does not work. And if I want basil, I'm going to have to grow it inside in the winter. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for the update here. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.